Hey Denise,
Yes.
are you ready to shoot an episode of Can We Talk?
Yes, I am.
Love came to teach us how to love, to truly love, to love unconditionally. Love chose us to bring forth love.
I've got a question, but I ain't got the answer. So maybe you can help a brother out if you like. Why can't we just love each other? You're my sister, you're my brother. Can we find a way to figure this love thing out? What the world needs is L-O-V-E, love. What the world needs is L-O-V-E, love. Ooh, lately the world's been going crazy. But hate divides. Love's the one thing that unifies. Oh, brother, what's going on? So we've got to come together in love. What the world needs is L-O-V-E, love. What the world needs is L-O-V-E, love.
What I'm hoping to do with this song is to get people talking about it. You know, what do you think the world needs? Where do you find love? And how do you show love?
We need elevation, no discrimination, no miseducation, all across the nation. Politicians making money off the poor. We ain't got no voice if they know we won't fall. I can't breathe, can't better say no more. The world needs more of this. What the world needs more of is love, sweet love. We need immigration, gun violence legislation, with no hesitation. Let's love as a nation, no matter who's in love. If you agree and if you don't, we've gotta love one another. What the world needs, one another, one another. What the world needs, one another, is love.
Hi, this is Denise Sutton reporting from Can We Talk Television, and we have a very special guest with us today. I have Natalie Wilson, who is the co-founder and director of PR for Black and Missing Foundation, Incorporated. Thank you, Ms. Wilson, for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
So tell us about this organization, Black and Missing.
Okay. So the Black and Missing Foundation is a nonprofit organization that brings awareness to missing people of color around the country. And it was started, or the inspiration behind it is, there was a young lady by the name of Tamika Houston who went missing from Spartanburg, South Carolina. And we read how her family really struggled to get any type of media coverage for her disappearance. And her aunt is in media relations, so how ironic is that? A little while later, Natalie Holloway went missing, and just saying her name alone, everybody knows who she is. So my sister-in-law and I, Derica, we decided to do some research to see if this is an issue. Are people of color disappearing? And at the time, 30% of all persons missing were of color. And to date, since we started the organization, that number has grown to 40%. So Derica and I decided that we need to do something. Why do we wait, or why should we wait for someone else? I'm in media relations, Derica is in law enforcement, and those are the two critical positions or professions needed to help us find and bring awareness to our missing. So that's the inspiration behind it. The motivation behind it is that we're hearing from so many families that are saying we are their last resort. They don't know what to do. They don't know where to turn. They're not getting help from the media. They're not getting help from law enforcement. They're not even getting help from our community. So we are advocates for our missing because we believe that they deserve to be found and that they matter.
They do matter. In fact, I was going to ask you, and if you can please clarify for us, when someone is missing, how long should you wait before you contact the police as well as your organization? What's the protocol? How should people react if you notice your child, or even if it's a small child or an adult child or person in general in your life? What's the protocol?
Okay, so normally the protocol is if it's a child under 18, you can report that child missing to law enforcement immediately. Now, you do need to know the laws for your state or your jurisdiction. For instance, in DC and Illinois, you can report a person missing, whether they're an adult or a child, immediately. In some localities, you have to wait 24 to 48 hours. But we are noticing that oftentimes when our children are reported missing, they're classified as a runaway. So if you're classified as a runaway, you do not receive the Amber Alert or any type of media coverage. So that's why you have to advocate for your missing loved one. And you have to be vigilant because you know your child's behavior or your loved one behavior more than anyone else. So you have to advocate on their behalf. And in order for us, meaning the Black and Missing Foundation, to get involved to assist, there must be a police report on file, a missing persons report on file. And oftentimes we're finding that the families tried to file a police report, but law enforcement didn't take it. It's because we have experience in law enforcement and the media. We help families and we coach them through the process.
So coaching is involved in the process once they contact your organization.
Yes, so once they contact our organization and we verify that the person is indeed missing and a missing persons report is on file, we create flyers and we share those on our clearinghouse, meaning our website and our social media platforms. We also share with law enforcement and the media in that area, and we share with our media partners, and we ask families to share with their network as well so we can get the word out about the missing person.
And that's the key, to get the word out.
Yes.
That's the key right there. In the wake of COVID-19, have you seen an uptick in the number of people of color missing? Has there been an uptick?
Yes, we definitely have. And we're seeing that less and less profiles are being reported on the news because the focus is on the election and it's on COVID. So that's why we utilize social media to bring awareness to our missing, because we can't wait on the normal news cycle. We have to get this information out very quickly because time is of the essence.
And I know, I'm sorry, please go ahead. Finish your
thought.
thought.
We're also seeing that a lot of our children are online, and more of them are becoming victims to sex trafficking because they're meeting individuals online who are then grooming them, making them feel comfortable and that they're their age, and these kids are meeting up with them and then they're disappearing. So we're telling parents, please monitor what your child is doing online, who they're talking to, what apps they're on. Please be vigilant.
And at what age should parents start teaching and or training their children to do just that?
Oh, as early as possible. I mean, you know when your child is ready for that conversation, and you have to have it because these predators, they are relentless. And we have to be relentless too in, in communicating and protecting our children. So if you have, I've seen now 2-year-olds, they are so savvy on with these apps and different things. So I think 2 is a little too young to talk to about that. And you just have to be diplomatic as to how you interact, because a 2-year-old, you should be monitoring what they're doing online. And I know they're looking at Mickey Mouse or Baby Shark or whatever, but please be mindful when they have your phone or they're online. And as these kids get older, they're exposed to more apps, and you need to really monitor what they're doing and who they're talking to and when they're online.
And I know your foundation's been in existence for 12 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen the growth and expansion in it? I've seen the YouTube clip where you've had national exposure on platforms such as The View with Whoopi Goldberg.
Mm-hmm.
What else are you looking to do as far as the foundation and expanding it?
Well, we want the Black and Missing Foundation to be a household name for any person of color
Yes.
who is missing and their families, because we need to support them. But again, it's not just Derica and I who have founded the organization, it's all of us. It's law enforcement, it's the media, it's our community. We all have a role to play. And we have come a long way, but we have a lot of work to do, because as we're talking to people, we're still realizing that in our communities, we believe that sex trafficking is happening abroad. No, it's happening in our backyards. And it's not only happening to our young girls, but our boys are being victims of sex trafficking as well. And we're seeing the ages, it's becoming, they're being groomed at a younger and younger age. 9 years old, 11 years old, 12 years old. We have to do a better job at protecting our kids and our community. We have to go back to that it takes a village mentality.
And I was thinking about that. I was thinking about when I was a child growing up, I was the oldest of 8 grandchildren. And so we were told, go outside and play. You play outside from the beginning of the day after breakfast, and you didn't come back inside until it was just getting dark. And we may have been at the neighbor's house, up the block, down the road yonder, because we were in Manning, South Carolina at that time. And now in this day and age, you have to have your child under lock and key because of what's going on.
Yes, yes. And it's so sad that our communities have now, changed so much. But we hear these horror stories all the time. The child is outside playing, and someone abducts the child, or through social media or online. That's how predators are getting to our children now, online. They don't even have to be outside, So it's a subject that we definitely need to continue to have the conversation about, because our children, our men and women are disappearing at an alarming rate.
So also our men as well as women, grown people, because I saw on your website, as of right now, there were 2 people that were listed. It was a man and a girl, I think was 12 or 13 years old. Why are adult men and women missing?
So they're missing for a number of reasons. A subject that we do not want to discuss in our community is mental health. I think a large number of the cases we're starting to see is either sex trafficking or mental health issues that's causing them to walk away or not be able to function, and as a result, they're missing. And there's also domestic violence. We're seeing a lot of women, reported missing because of domestic violence. And we're seeing a lot of our seniors walking away because they suffer from Alzheimer's or dementia. And we know that it's really a tough job for the caretaker, and they can't watch them 24/7. But you'll be surprised how quickly these seniors can walk out of that door and just disappear, and sadly, for our cases, many of them were found deceased. So it's sad for the families.
And also, I noticed on your website, and I would like for you to give us the website location, www.
It's BAMFI.org.
Great, and we'll have that at the bottom of the screen. You can get a lot of information on your website, statistics, the list of police departments in each state in the United States, which was great. I love to see that. And of course, you can see the YouTube clip on that as well. But speak to those that are in the gay community, because that's also, I noticed that was I didn't realize that, but that's also a factor.
Yes.
Those that are dealing, the gay and lesbian community, and they show up missing.
Yes. So what we're also seeing is the LGBTQ community. Sadly, a lot of these individuals, they are in the sex trade industry because they have to survive. So they've been forced to leave home. They have no other way of getting the basic food and security and clothing. And, they are in the sex industry, and these pimps, they're providing for you. You have to do something in return to pay them back. And once these kids are involved, it's hard to get out of that lifestyle. So we are seeing a large number of our LGBTQ community being reported missing as well, and they are part of the sex trafficking world.
If one notices that there's sex trafficking going on, whether it's in their neighborhood, their community, or even in places where you travel and you go to rest stops, which I've seen some activity that way, what should one do?
So you should contact law enforcement immediately. Okay, call the police immediately. And we have an anonymous tip line. We know that there's a sense of distrust between law enforcement and the minority community. So if you go to our website, you will see our tip line, and you can report a tip anonymously. We have a number of law enforcement media partners or partnerships, and we'll definitely share that information, because the goal is to save someone's life. And that's what we want to do.
Thank you so much. You also spoke to domestic violence, and in this time of COVID, where people are actually in the same area with their abuser because of COVID-19 not being able to go out, there's been an uptick of domestic violence.
Yes.
And so with that, I can see where the missing may take place. Missing people, they could be dead in a home and we would never know, or they may have found a way to escape, and then all of a sudden they're missing. It could be the abuser that's trying to find them, or a family member, or whoever, but I can see where that may fall under the missing.
Yes, absolutely. And we've had some cases where the abuser is the one who has been assisting in helping to find the missing individual. Of course, they want to keep close to the case so they can protect themselves and get, the information. So it's just a tough time. And I think about our children that are no longer in school and they're being abused. They don't have an outlet, or the wife or the husband. Abuse goes both ways. So we have to be vigilant. I know we've been in the house since March, and we haven't seen a lot of people, and you can just imagine what some of them are going through.
There's been an uptick also of racial violence, one race against the other, and that can lead to abductions. People of other racial ethnicities may want to do harm to the Black and brown race, and vice versa. Have you seen any cases or dealt with anything dealing with that, the racial injustice that's going on?
We have had some of that, some cases like that. We have seen some cases where the individual was found and organs missing. So that's another subject, or that's another topic that we need to delve into, organ harvesting. So there's so many issues around this missing, our missing, and it's just not kidnappings. It's a whole conglomerate of things, and it's just really sad and heartbreaking. I've heard someone say they don't even want to leave the house anymore because you just don't know what can happen. But we tell people to be mindful, to be vigilant, stay in groups, let someone know where you're going. And another message that I would like to share with your audience is, if you're going to a protest, please go in a group and take a picture of what you're wearing to the protest. In the event you get separated or you're missing, at least your family member knows what you look like that day. So you can report that to the police, you can provide that information and that picture, and you can share it on social media.
I love that tip. Thank you. That's
You're
good.
welcome.
That's great for us to realize. There are those, especially young people, that are going out protesting.
Mm-hmm.
And how many would have thought to take a picture of themselves, what they're wearing
Mhm.
that particular day?
Yep, and share it with a family member
Share
or
it with your family.
Yep, so in the event. And another tip that I would like to share for parents is to create a fictitious social media account and try to friend your child and see what information you can get from them. You'll be surprised. They'll become comfortable with you, and you can say that you're their age or whatever, and see what information they will share with you. So we tell parents that all the time, and that will help spark the conversation about safety.
Excellent. Thank you for those tips. We definitely need that.
You're
And
welcome.
again, Natalie Wilson, I appreciate you. Thank you. The co-founder and director of PR for Black and Missing Foundation Incorporated. Please, again, give us your website, your contact information where we can reach out. And if there's any hotline you would like to share, I greatly appreciate it.
Sure. So we house all of our information on our website, which is BAMFI.org. You can reach out to us directly, see our social media platforms, and most importantly, you can go there and see who's missing from your community or from around the country, and you may hold the key to finding someone or to provide closure for their family or to help us find us.
Thank you again. I appreciate it. This is Denise Sutton reporting. Take care.
So you telling me that all I gotta do is say yes? I wanna do your will, Jesus. I wanna do your will. I wanna do your will, my soul says. Wait, hold on. So all I have to do is say yes. That's all I gotta do is say yes. My soul says yes. My soul says yes. So, wait. Now he said there's more. I'm confused. I stop having sex. I don't drink. I don't smoke. Now he's telling me that there is more that I require. I'm confused, God. I gotta go higher than that. So wait. There is more that I require of thee. So that's not good enough. That I got my body now, was saved for you, God. Oh, you calling me out my dry place? He said, I'm calling you out of your dry places. I'm calling you out of your dry places. I'm saying, come on up a little. So wait, I think I got it now, right? Come on up a little higher. I'm calling you. I predestined you before the world began to do my will, to do my will. Wait, you calling me? I get a chance to know you? Hold on. So, even though I've been beat, battered, and abused, you still can use me? But what about all the drugs I took? What about all the guns I carried for drug dealers? What about the many times I cussed my mama out? You mean I still have a chance? You mean you still love me? This broken vessel. He said, see my face. He says, see my face. He says, hear my voice. He says, hear my voice. He says, hear my voice, hear my voice, hear my voice. The day you hear my voice, how to match your heart. It ain't hard no more. I'm calling you hard. See.
For the volleyball team on an outstanding season. They made it to the first round of the playoffs. They played the Stars still in the state tournament. They lost, but they played extremely well.
Hey Denise,
Yes.
are you ready to shoot an episode of Can We Talk?
Yes, I am.